6 months from now, you'll either have excuses or 6 months from now, you will have progress. 5 habits that are gonna help you lock in, and I promise you that it doesn't matter your age, your gender, where you're coming from, it's going to work if you follow these 5 healthy habits that not only I follow, but I advocate for all my clients to follow. And a fun fact, I also had my mom follow these and she's noticed a difference in her health as well. The real tea of this video is that although I'm a personal and fitness trainer, I studied dietetics in college. So here we go. Hence why I'm talking so much about nutrition. Number 1 healthy habit is to eliminate or reduce your intake of seed oils. Yes, seed oils is in pretty much everything at this point. You really have to look at your labels now when you grocery shop. It's literally in everything. I used to be a huge Trader Joe's frozen food person and didn't read the labels, just put everything in my cart without even thinking about it, because I used to be one of those people who told myself that I didn't have time to meal prep or I didn't have time to cook cook meals, so I would just throw everything in the bag. Long and behold, seed oils was packing onto my body. I noticed that I was gaining weight. I felt a little bit more sluggish, not energized as much. And I always wondered why. And I didn't realize that seed oils is not only just for your appearance and how you store your fat and things like that. Crazy facts, omega-6 fatty acids is linked to a lot of the C word. I don't know if I can say that in this video, but C word, specifically like breast, you know, and so I didn't realize how much of an impact it has, not only for your appearance, weight loss, weight gain, etc., but also heavily for your health and your arteries. And you really need to increase your amount of omega-3s to really make sure that you're getting all the benefits. You know, cook your food in not only good oils, but also know what's in your food, which leads me to my second health tip, is to reduce your intake. If you can, try to eliminate completely. I know this one's a hard one because a lot of my clients also travel, but it's to reduce your intake from fast food, ordering, not just, you know, from Chick-fil-A, but also just restaurant food. The reason is because you don't know where your food is coming from. You don't know how they cook your meals. And of course, everyone knows this, the portion sizes are humongous. They're a lot bigger than what you would usually make for yourself at home. So we all know that. I know this is a hard one because a lot of my clients also have told me, and this is why I'm mentioning it, is that a lot of them, they travel for work. So they don't have an access to a kitchen. They don't have access to making their own food. And they're left with either the option of buying food from the grocery store, which again, not really the healthiest option as well, because like I mentioned, point number 1, that a lot of our stuff is seasoned and cooked with all these extra stuff that we don't want. It's not just seed oils, but we're talking maltodextrin, we're talking natural flavors. This is a lot more well-known, but obviously instead of choosing white sandwich bread for a sandwich, choosing a rye bread or a whole wheat, right? These things are pretty obvious to a lot of people, but to take it even further, if you can go for sprouted bread instead of regular whole wheat, that's so much better. Or even cereal. If you are in a hotel, sometimes you have access to something like a bowl or a spoon or whatever, or you can travel with your My utensils, you know, a stainless steel utensil, and you can whip out a cereal. And if you can support farm to table, if you are not someone who travels all the time, instead of going to your local, you know, Chipotle or something, try to go for a farm to table, somewhere that uses local ingredients to source your food, because a lot of these massive big companies and chains, they don't really care. You know, they're gonna throw in random, you know, produce from different places, and you know, they're not healthy for us. So, and of course, it's really hard to find organic produce at that point. It's kind of like everything's conventional, everything is sprayed. So it's hard, even if you get a salad, right? It's not really the healthiest option. So if you can, the bottom line is to eliminate or try to reduce as much as you can your consumption of outdoor takeout foods, especially if you have more access to your home kitchen or somewhere where you can prepare your meals. They sometimes take a long time to make, but they suck in a sense that it's time consuming, but it's really worth it. You're gonna save your wallet, but you're also gonna save your health. The next habit is to chew slowly and being mindful and conscious of what you're putting into your body. Instead of thinking to yourself, I just wanna eat a burger or whatever it is, a donut, because I'm just hungry, is sometimes fine, right? I will admit I do have those days, but being more mindful and telling yourself, what vitamins, what nutrients does this food give me? Essentially, we wanna think these foods are our energy sources. They're things that make us who we are. So if you think about a donut, right? How do you feel after eating a donut? Some of us feel amazing for like the first 5 to 10 minutes. After a while, we're like, ooh, I don't know, I don't feel so great. I'm starting to get bloating and just feel kind of gross, And of course, I'm not saying don't eliminate completely your favorite foods out there, but try to be mindful and think to yourself, what am I getting from this food that I'm gonna be eating? It doesn't have to be every single meal, but being overall more conscientious about the foods you're putting in is so important. And chewing slowly is also so important. A lot of us, I have been guilty of this myself, especially when I have clients back to back. Sometimes I have 10 to 15 minutes in between. And also even these little tiny gaps, try to, eat as much as I can. I eliminate that now because I know that that's not healthy for me. It's not good for the digestive system. It's not just about weight gain at this point. It's more about what you're doing to your system, because the more you take care of your internal organs, the more your body is gonna feel a lot better, because anything that is negative, anything that feels off on the inside of your body, it shows up on the outside. So just thinking about it like that, it really motivates me to be a better individual about consumption of food and chewing slowly, being mindful when I eat. I'm not just rushing and chowing down food. I'm not inhaling my food. I used to do that all the time. I used to just not have time to just inhale just anything, right? I was like, I just find a bar over here. I have this, whatever is accessible. I have crackers, I have whatever, and just stuff it down. No, we wanna be mindful and chew slowly, because the slower we chew, it's connected to our brain, right? The faster we chew, your brain is like not registering that we're eating, we're chewing. So that really helps with not only our appearance, but also, again, our mind and how it connects to our inside and how we feel better from the inside, not just looking and visually, because everything's connected at this point. Everything is connected. The fourth healthy habit is to eliminate or try to reduce snacking. And this is, again, not for appearance purposes. It is linked, and there are a lot of things that come with appearance, but today's video, I really want to emphasize to change your habits, not just for looking a certain way, but for your health. The more seed oils you consume, the more insulin resistance your body has, and that's not a good thing, right? We want to make sure your body is regulating its own insulin levels so that over time your body doesn't develop all these different things that we are discovering now, which is linked to. So eliminating or trying to reduce your snack consumption. Instead of thinking I'm gonna have little tiny snacks throughout the day, think I'm gonna have 3 good whole hearty meals, or whatever, how many times you eat in the day. I eat twice a day, but having whole hearty meals that are, really good for your energy levels, sustains you for a long period of time. And I only eat twice, not because I wanna reduce my, intake of calories or anything. It's because of my schedule. Like I mentioned, I try to eliminate my lunchtime snacking now. So instead of having my blood sugar levels all over the place by constantly snacking throughout those 2 meals or within those 2 meal windows, so my morning and my nighttime, instead of doing that, I guess you can call it a fast, whatever you want to call it, but I basically try to sustain my blood sugar levels, and I felt so much better also with my bloating. A lot of issues that I was having with my digestive system, it's gotten a lot better without doing those extra snacks. So not just about appearance, but again, for your health and what to do better for your health. The last and final point that is so important is, yes, I've been talking all about nutrition today, but is to maintain consistent schedule with your workout routine. No, you do not need to work out 6 to 7 days a week. And I used to be guilty of this, and I never saw the results I wanted to see. Working out 6 to 7 times a week is not the way to go unless you're someone who needs this for mental health. This helps you and you've personally seen results, then good for you. But if you're someone watching this at home right now and you have not worked out, you maybe work out once or twice a week, no, it's not the best way to go to work out 6 to 7 days a week. Just because you increase your amount of exercises throughout your week doesn't mean that you're gonna see the results that you want. The reason why I say this is because I see so many of my clients burn out. Worked out 6 to 7 days a week, just 1 week really, really hard. Then the second week, they would feel so tired, so burnt out, so sore that they'd be like, I only wanna work out once a week. And then the following week, they feel kind of upset because they're like, I feel terrible. I don't feel like I'm looking the way I want to. I don't feel like sustained energy. I feel sluggish and I feel like I lost my progress because I've been kind of slacking that last previous week. So kind of going on with this going hard week, not so hard, going hard, not so hard. And it's just a cycle that they were never able to figure out why they weren't getting the results that they want. And so I say, instead of doing that kind of schedule, right? 1 week you feel amazing, 1 week you feel so tired, you don't want to do anything. Instead of that, think to yourself, no, I'm gonna do 3 consistent workouts per week and stick to 3. If you can add 4, if you can add 5, great, but don't be like mentally, going at it with yourself and finding activities that you love, because none of us wanna go to a gym or wherever you work out feeling like, man, this is punishment. I feel like I'm in a jail cell, right? Some of my clients actually told me that they feel like they have to go to the gym. We don't have to go to the gym. Nobody has to go to the gym. It's a choice that we make every single day for ourselves. And so the more you think of having a gym membership, being able to work out as a privilege, it really changes your shift around exercise, especially if you're not someone who mentally loves working out, right? And you're like not loving that workout life, right? I get it. Not everyone loves working out. I understand that. So telling yourself 3 times or even 2 times, if you can only do twice a week or once a week, stick to that routine and don't miss those days, because those days are the golden days. Those days you're gonna stick with for, the duration of when you wanna work out or for the rest of your life, and make it into a routine. Don't think of it as something you have to do, because the more you enjoy the process, the journey, it's gonna stick with you. No one wants to do it super, super hard one time and then flop the other. That's really gonna help you get the results that you want and long-term success. And if you're watching this, you got it, bestie. I believe in you. Sometimes progress or getting towards a goal is super hard, but just try to enjoy the process and promise it will come. Those amazing days will come. Mentally, everything's gonna fall into place. As long as you follow these 5 healthy habits, again, not just for how you look, but for your health, you're gonna feel amazing from the inside out. And I hope that that's what you can get from this video, is that the appearance will come when you internally focus on yourself and your health.